So the point on pain really leads us into a doorway of exploration of really what is the value of confusion. And I want to just validate an insight for you, which is, yes, society says run from confusion. Why are you so confused? Is there something wrong for you? The real leaders, the true heroes are always clear, but here's what I want to offer you as an insight to play with. Clarity comes from confusion. Nietzsche said it so well. He said, chaos gives birth to dancing stars. So whether you're an entrepreneur scaling your business, please understand you will reach a plateau of your growth, and if you push to the next level, the way you get there is through the process of messiness and confusion. There's nothing wrong, everything is right. Confusion means you're growing. If you are an athlete and you're at a certain plateau of your sport, your acumen, your game, please understand that things now must break down to break through. Let's say you're a marathoner or a boxer or a yogi or a swimmer. You're going to reach a certain level through your practice and your study and your devotion and your commitment. And then if you want to get to the next level of world class, you're going to have to break down things. Your core beliefs, your muscles, your emotional architecture. Even on the physical side, your muscles need to break down. It's called micro tearing, and the muscle will break down. Then you rest it, and then when you recover, guess what happens? Your muscle is stronger. That is growth. In your personal relationships, you're going to get to a certain plateau, and then what's going to happen if you want to get to your next level of understanding and commitment and love? You're going to have to tear things down. That is not wrong. That is the process of rising to legendary. And so the A players and the legendary leaders understand that in business, in your physical life, in your relationship life, in your spiritual life, in your financial life, breakdown is necessary for breakthroughs. A lot of the philosophers say the very nature of growth means you will endure a lifetime series of cycles, lifetime of death and rebirth. You know, I consistently go through a lot of personal change because I am consistently committed to massive and exponential personal growth in my mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. That's just what I've signed up for in this lifetime. And someone asked me earlier this week, how long do you think this constant series and cycling of confusion, clarity, disruption, linear life will go on for? And I said, probably the remainder of my life. Because I understand that things must die for better things to be born. Things must fall apart for new structures to be installed.
To be anxious is to have anxiety about something that hadn't even happened yet. Some of you are so worried by the threat of trouble. You're not in trouble, it's just that trouble has threatened you. And the threat of what might happen, what could happen, is wearing you down. Half of the things that you thought were going to happen never did happen. But if you allow those thoughts to dwell in your mind, it will succeed at robbing you of your peace, robbing you of your joy, robbing you of your life, just because you thought yourself into a nervous breakdown. You thought yourself into depression. You thought yourself into defeatism. The mind is a battleground. The fight is in your mind. So I want to challenge you to waste no more effort wrestling with other people. Oh, I lost you. I lost you. You were doing real good. I lost you. Your destiny, your future is not predicated on the decision of someone else. You wasted too much of your life trying to change other people's mind about you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. God is not going to bless you by their opinion. God is going to bless you by how you see yourself. Touch somebody and say, I believe I'm coming out. disgusted, but I still believe that I'm coming out. I'm locked up in prison. They say I'll never get out, but I still believe that I'm coming out. I'm coming out if I don't have nowhere to stay. I'm coming out if my husband married somebody else. I'm coming out if I don't have no job. I'm coming out.
I hear a lot of guys saying right now, like, hey, only do the things you want to do. Dude, I do stuff I don't want to do every single day, okay? So I don't know who these people are that don't do the things they don't want to do. Maybe they were given a business or something, but I'm going to tell you something, man. If you don't do the things you don't want to do, you're not going to grow your business. You won't keep your business. I'm telling you, you have to be willing to do. You got to be so obsessed that you don't care. See, an obsessed person doesn't care if they have to clean a toilet. You know, an obsessed person doesn't care if they don't like that activity, but they have to do it. You're obsessed, you're in it, you do it anyway, no matter what. Like I remember my mom told me one day, she's like, you know, Grant, I love you just the way you are. Because I'm telling her about all these dreams I have as a child, right?
Yeah.
And I was reminded when my sister told me like 30 years later, you know, Grant, you've done a lot. We love you just the way you are. And I'm like, dude, I wonder how many times I've been told that. You know, wow. and the fact is, so what they love me just the way I am? I don't. I don't love me just the way I am. Which opens up to this whole field of people that's like, just love yourself the way you are. Look, if you're broke, you're not living on purpose, you don't like your job, you can't get away from your job, dude. If you're stuck in a house you don't like, why would you want to love that? You should become obsessed with hating it, man. It's obsessed or average, one of the two. So pick, just pick. Get a t-shirt, obsessed, or get another t-shirt, average.
Which one would you be more proud wearing, right?
yeah. Who do I want to be, man? Who do I want to be? How do I want to die, man? I want to die all in.
You kind of balance your passion for TV and film versus musical theater, because I find that it's very hard to pursue both at the same time.
I feel like I've been very fortunate to be able to dabble in a lot of it. And I think maybe because I started so young and I did a singular thing and was worried that I would therefore not get to do other things, I've had maybe an extra drive to make sure that I was able to do other things. And I don't mean able to do other things, but able to learn how to do other things, because each of those are such different skills, right? I don't know, I think the fun thing is to be able to, when you're doing one thing, figure out how to do it as effectively as possible, so that if you are lucky enough to get the chance to do it again, you've learned stuff from it, and maybe try and incorporate one into the other. I've gotten to do musical stuff on film, and I've gotten to do kind of filmic work in theater, so I've been very fortunate.
On a relative basis, yes, I've had it all. Okay, on a relative basis, I'm very fortunate to have a wonderful husband, 2 great kids, a very tight-knit family, and an awesome job with a great team. But you know, to get here and to stay here, I mean, lots of trade-offs, lots of sacrifices, you know, under the water, a lot of collateral damage, but I think somehow I've had the strength to power through all of that. Can you have it all? That's the big question in this definition. I think if you have the right support system, if you have an understanding spouse, if you want to be married, and if you're willing to make all the trade-offs that you need to make, you can have it all. But while you do all that, there will be heartache, there will be pain, there will be some collateral damage underneath the surface. You've got to live with it.
I think when you get to a certain level, you just know everything. The same as a goal of getting to a certain amount of money. Because the minute you feel you know everything, that's the only time you're never going to learn anything, right? Because you think you know everything. And it's part of the process of always trying to figure myself out, you know? And I know everybody's main questions. Work-life balance, health, you know, working and enjoying life against working and, you know, creating something big, you know what I mean? And that is always, no matter what, throughout your education process, is something you constantly have to learn about, you know? So that's exactly why I write these books, because I'm probably the biggest fan of my books than anybody else, because I'm no longer writing books about myself. You heard my story, right? I want to find out from other people. I want to tap into them to see how I can empower myself.